folks, welcome to Shallibodhran, and this is going to be the last installment for now of the John Joe Kelly exercise set that I'm doing. And the last bit that I wanted to look at is the little trill effect that he's able to produce. And the trill effect, we generally know it as that whole, okay? So we know this. It sits sort of in the middle as one of the things that he kind of does a lot, and it's just something that he's known for. And it's neat because it's a nice little sort of sound to it's basically all you're doing is just bouncing this off, but you know, it has a nice remember this from the previous video? That's what we're looking at today. That combination of that sort of thing. So let's break this down into three little sections. First is the trill. The second is dropping back into the beat pattern. And then the third is the pause and back to that again. And it's that slow decaying trill he does. So what is the trill? Trill is basically taking the tipper and holding it loose enough, so that when it bounces, it's like, I don't know if you've seen like snare drummers in bands. It's got that, it bounces. Hear that? It's not a, it's a, you can hear that rattling sound. That's the same idea. So the trill is basically, and I'm going to see if I can get it a little closer here. The trill is that. It's just that little, okay? See how it's bouncing? And you're trying to find the spot where you get a bounce and you get a little bit of that so you can play with it. And with the inside, all you're doing is just decaying it down the back of the drum. You can see it. It's right there. I'm hitting right about, just a little higher. I'm hitting where the tape is right about in there. Right there. It's very simple. In order to get yourself kind of warmed up to it, take a tight grip and just thunk it. Thunk, 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 thunk. Hard. Just grab it really hard. Just do it the wrist. Now relax the grip and try to find the spot where you can hear it rattling. Hear it? And there's a neat little thing I do, which is if you're someone who likes to hold it maybe less of the baby grip and more here, you can actually use it to, you can control that bouncing effect. You want. Experiment with it. See what you can do with it first before moving on to the next bit. That's the cool thing about it. You can, yeah. And then how John's doing it is from here, his grip. Okay, so that's pretty simple. That's the first part. It's just getting the technique of 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do we got? It's a 4 count. So let's just pick this pattern that we're working on before. We know this one. Now, how to get that bit where we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hitting again. You're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to try to figure out through a combination of either quick playing or doubles, sort of thing, what sounds right to you. There's a bunch of ways of doing it. I'm only going to teach you one way of doing it. That whole hear it? Okay, we're trying to work with that rough area patch to work with. So if we're going, that's straight up and down hits. Nice thing is that it's pretty simple to time yourself. But it's kind of boring. So let's try a different way. Oops. That's a little more interesting because now we're letting those doubles work. And what I'm doing is from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That sort of thing. That's what I prefer because I just got into such a habit of doing it. Whole. Okay, that's sort of different double up. I love doing double ups. It doesn't quite work with the double down because you got to finish with the down, but so the whole, because that gives it heavy sound and light patter. And because my hand is located here, I can actually choose different pattern sets, or rather different sounds from there. So if my hand, you can kind of see the outline of it here. I can choose when to lift it for the bass kick. You can hear it, I'm getting different sounds rather than, that's one sound. It's nice, but it's boring. It's a good thing to build on. So. And when you finish that, there's a pause. So. That sort of idea. The hardest part I found was to come from down here, back up here and timing it right. And the thing that I found difficult was getting my brain to go from here back to this, not thinking, oh, I have to come back up and then do it. So my brain's thinking this. And then I have to add an extra one? No, I wait and it's back up. You have to get used to the idea of going like that, straight back up. There's a benefit to this. If you don't do it, it's a kind of a weak sort of hit. But if you do it, you can actually just slam it into it, which is kind of what you want. You want to get a good, crisp, crack, clear sound of it. That sort of thing. The third part, now that we have this and that sort of thing, is what we want to have is how to cycle it, and do permutations and have some fun with it. Now we can start playing with the how much it decays rather than that. And that's going to take... So take a listen to this. I'm going to get closer so the mic can really pick it up. But I'm going to try a hit here, hitting only on the skin bit. And then I'm going to try a hit that's going to bounce from the tuning ring and the skin. So here's the sound difference. Skin only. Okay. Now let's try and get the duotone sound right there. Hear it? That's a really clean, crisp sound. Sometimes John hits it, sometimes he doesn't. And there's a few older videos out there where he nails it, and all you just hear. There's the one where he's doing the where he's with Michael Blackie O'Connell, and he's playing. He's next to him with his uilleann pipes, and John's there, and he's showing it, and you can hear it. He actually nails it on his Dermot O'Kane drum. That sort of thing. That sort of thing. It's such a beautiful sound, getting that. Okay. So the three things in that. Number one, get the trill. Decrease it as you go. You're striking in the same spot every single time. You're trying to let it decay naturally. Number two, lining it up using those doubles that you've been practicing forever. And figure it out. Let your muscles and your listening work together as a team. Third, playing with that hit on the slow decay last bit. Then he comes off into a whole bunch of different ways. Sometimes you get the... that sort of thing. I love John Joe Kelly's playing. This solo has meant a lot to me and being influential in me wanting to practice more and more. And for what it is, it's such a beautiful solo. Absolutely beautiful solo. I might as well just have a little fun with it because this is the last one. I might as well just have a little bit of fun with it. So. Such a great solo. I know I missed a whole lot in there, but it is so much fun to just pick up and play. It's the ultimate warm-up for a ballroom player, in my personal opinion, especially if you're a single-end player, and just love that sort of thing. Such a great player. So much to learn. And there's a reason why he's so popular. It's because he's technically excellent, master of different tones, and a stand-up gentleman. So, give the guy his respects and dues, and I hope you enjoyed this little series of exercises and hopefully explanations. I've done an original video where I broke it down to his old solo, and I've done little bits and pieces from there, but this I think is probably going to be more helpful because it really is bite-sized pieces of how to go through exercises and how to improve your single end playing. So in the future, I still have to make the Titanic video, or at least the music piece from the Cargo Hold Third Class Party Irish music in the Cargo Hold thing. Not going to be using one of these. I'm going to be using something more old school, possibly more like my Bridget drum, where I'll bring the TR head out to play it because of that sound. But until then, I still got to work on some stuff with it too. I've had some recording issues, so had to use a substitute camera for today. So hopefully the mic was okay for today, and hopefully you got to hear the difference, especially on the trill bits. So keep practicing. Hopefully this helps, especially if you're a John Drew Kelly fan or are looking to improve your single end playing. So have a good one. Thanks for sticking me with on this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.